What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of Everyday Discipline, where we decode, deconstruct, and reverse engineer self-discipline for you, yes, you listener, to get whatever it is you want in your life. My name is Brent Kokel. I'm your host. And yes, I do genuinely believe that self-discipline is the ultimate vehicle. It is like the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, the Humvee, the Raptor, like whatever it is that you think is cool. Maybe it's a Range Rover. I don't know. It's the ultimate vehicle. It's the ultimate vehicle to get you whatever you want in your life. If you want to make more money, awesome. You need more self-discipline. You want to have a better body? You want to look like you're on the cover of Men's Health, Women's Health? Oh, bingo. You need more discipline for that too. You want to have a connected relationship? Well, you need discipline for that too. Connection with God? Yep, discipline. Anything you want, like seriously anything you want, discipline is the number one vehicle that's going to get you there. Doesn't matter. You can learn all the rest of the skills in the world, but if you do not have discipline, they are not going to matter. It's like people who buy books and read like 20% of the books. I read that most people only read 20% of a book and very, very smaller percentage than actually do anything that they got out of the book. So that requires discipline too. All right, guys, if you guys are not familiar with the way that this episode or this podcast works, is I tell you a little story and I link it up to a lesson that applies to some sort of achievement in your own life. And then there's a fee that you've got to pay for the show, which is taking some action based on the lesson and the guidance that you get after I tell you the lesson. Take some action that is going to improve your own life in some way. I don't care how that is. A lot of people that listen to this show are listening to it because they want to make more money. There's a subset of the group that listens to this show that listen to it because they want to have a better body. Every now and then it's better relationships. It's not a whole lot of better connection with God, but we will get to that. And then, of course, there's like my mom and my wife who listen, and my mother-in-law who listens. And outside of that, there's your basic categories of people who listen to this show. But I do want you to take some form of action in whatever domain of your life you feel like you need to take action based on the lesson that you get here in today's episode. So I'll tell you guys a story, and if you listen to this show a lot or you watch the YouTube channel a lot, wherever you do it, is that I am really into CrossFit, right? I spend a lot of time at the CrossFit gym. I go 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes 5, sometimes 4. I would love you to tell you that I went every single day, but there are days that I just don't go. I'm either too sore, too beat up. I am getting old, so sometimes it's just not my jam. But I go 4 to 5 days a week, and I work out really hard when I'm there. One of the things about CrossFit that has always really, it's not irked me, it's just plagued me, is that part of it's about strength, but a bigger part of it is about technique. So I remember when I first got there, I was a weightlifter before I went in, and there would be people that were not nearly as strong as me that would kick my ass in workouts because they were more efficient in the way their body moved. They were simply better athletes. I was a better weightlifter. Big difference. There's this one move that I could never get, right? And there's a couple of them that I still have struggles with, but there was one move I really couldn't figure out, and it's called a chest to bar pull-up. If you can imagine, this is like a regular pull-up where your chin would be over the bar, but your chest has to touch the bar. That's a chest to bar pull-up. I could never really figure out how to do them efficiently to where you would do what's called cycling them, meaning that you would do one and then you would do another one immediately and another one after that and another one after that. I just couldn't figure it out. I could do one, I'd jump up on the bar, do a chest to bar pull-up, then come off the bar, land on the ground, no contact with the bar anymore, jump back up to the bar, do another chest to bar pull-up. Now you can imagine that this would slow me down significantly, especially in workouts where you had like 10 chest to bar pull-ups. So I had to figure this out. And I went to all the different coaches at the gym and nobody could really talk me through it. So much about CrossFit and the way that you do the movements is like you can see them in your head, but you can't always make your body do them, or at least I can't make my body do them. And I think that I'm probably like a middle of the road athlete when it comes to CrossFit. I might be a little bit higher than that, like in my age range, but overall probably middle of the road because it's a very young man's sport. So I couldn't figure out this chest to bar, but then we got a new coach. And this new coach who taught a class on Friday mornings, we were doing chest to bars. And I was like, all right, well, let's see. We'll give this another shot. Maybe this coach is going to be the coach that will help me figure out how to do a chest to bar pull-up. And so she watches me do a couple of them, and she goes, oh, that's simple, just pull harder. That was her coach, her coaching. She was like, just pull harder, like on the way up, just pull harder. And then I did it. Holy shit, and it worked. All I did was pull harder, and I would do the chest to bar, and I'd be able to cycle them, and I cycled through 12 like right away. when all she did was say, pull harder. So here's the lesson inside of today's episode, guys. The simplest answer is most often the right one. The simplest answer. It's most often the one that you want. It's the right one. But here's the deal. We pass over the simple solutions because either we don't want to see them because the simple solution is really the thing that needs to happen, or you think it's impossible that the solution could be so simple. You're like, no way. No way that can be the solution because this problem seems so complicated that it can't be that simple of a solution. But I can assure you that almost every single time it is. Not every single time, but almost every single time, the simplest solution is the right one. So, excuse me, here are a couple of examples, right? If you're not making enough money and you have your own business or control your own income, I'm not talking about W-2 employees here, but if you're not making enough money and you have your own business or you control your own income, it's simply because you're not good enough yet at either marketing, advertising, or selling. Like, that's really it. There's some operational stuff depending on how big your company is. Right? You get over $1 million, you get up to 10 million. There's definitely operational things that will allow you to make more money. But even then, you're still lacking some skill. Maybe you're lacking the skill of recruiting. Maybe you're lacking the skill of interviewing. Maybe you're lacking the skill of hiring or managing or training or whatever. You're missing some skill. That's the simplest explanation for that. On the lower level, if you're not making enough money or you've got an idea and you just can't get it off the ground, then you're simply not good enough yet. And that's not talking shit, that's just telling you the truth. Like, you're just not good enough yet at marketing, advertising, or selling. There was a time when I wasn't good at marketing, advertising, or selling. I couldn't figure them out, which is why I didn't make a whole lot of money then, because I couldn't figure out those things. Maybe it wasn't good at all three. But it's like marketing in general, and I'll just give you guys this. Marketing is the creation of your seductive messaging. Advertising is the vehicle that message gets delivered on, and then sales where the rubber meets the road. So you're not good at one of those things yet. It's not some secret. You just need to develop the skill of making money, if that's what it is. Let's say you're one of the people that can't lose weight, right? Because this is the second category of people that listen to the show. If you can't lose weight, it's because you're not working hard enough. Like, that's as simple as it gets. If you can't lose weight, it's because you're not working hard enough. Now, you might feel like you are working hard. Like, you might feel like you're working hard. I'm not discounting your feelings about that. But if the evidence says you're not losing weight and that's what you want to do, then I'm going to have you consider that straight up you are not working hard enough because you don't understand how hard you actually have to work to lose the weight that you want to lose. Right? I'm in ongoing conversations right now with 3 separate people that are all about weight loss. Like, there's 3 separate people that are in my universe. Some of them are clients, 2 of them are clients, one of them is just a friend. And they're talking about wanting to lose weight. Now, most of the time, by the way, this is losing 20 pounds, but they've been talking about losing the same 20 pounds for the last 5 years. So really, it got to be more like 40. But this is what they want. Now, here's the deal. One of those people straight up refuses to track his food. Like, just get out the app. Like, I use this app called MyFitnessPal, and I go in there and I track my calories. It tracks my macros, how much protein, how much carb, how much fat I'm eating every day. And it's like one of the things that you have to do if you want to have an elite level physical appearance, right? Your body. I'm not talking about the face. You can't do anything about that. I can't do anything. This is the one that I got. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the one I got. I can't do anything about it. But the deal with it is that he straight up won't do it. He will not track his food. And as a result of that, no results. Boom, flat line. And he works out every now and then. Sometimes he has good weeks, sometimes he has bad weeks, but it's not working. And the reason it's not working is because he's just not working hard enough yet. This is the simplest answer. He wants it to be like all genetics and fasting for 16 hours and then eating what he wants for 8 hours. And it's like, no. This is a simple equation. If you want to lose weight, then all it is that your intake of calories must be less than your output of calories. Consistently. Over time. And when you do that, you will lose weight. That's the simplest possible solution. The thing about it is that we don't get complex problems. We make simple problems complex by overthinking them. And this is where a lot of people get led astray. This is where a lot of people end up spending extra years of their life trying to resolve a problem that was really a 1 week problem to solve. It's because they got in the mindset that it was complicated, and once it got complicated, they went down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out how to resolve the problem, and they went further and further and further and further. Excuse me. And they just could never get there. So, in your life, where is it that you need to look for a more simple solution? This is the call to action. This is the thing that I expect you to actually go do. Like, spend some time thinking about this. There is a problem someplace in your life. Business problem, body problem, like the examples that we had here. Maybe it's balance, maybe it's being, I don't know. But whatever it is, where is it that you need to find a more simple solution because you are currently overcomplicating it? And then what is the more simple solution? Figure that out, then act on it in the next 24 to 48 hours. Excuse me, this cough is coming back after me. And I swear it's not the Rona, because I don't even think that exists anymore. And I do question if it existed in the first place, but that's beside the point. Subject of another episode that we could go on a long-ass rant about. In any event, this is the action that I want you to take in the next 24 to 48 hours. Not for me, I don't give a shit. It's for you. You've invested time in listening to this show. You've got so much coming at you every single day. There is a chaos of abundance in your life when it comes to the competition for your attention. You get text messages all day. You get push notifications from your social media apps. You get email push notifications. You get phone calls. You get all that stuff. You've given up almost 12 minutes on this podcast. 12 minutes of your bandwidth. There is no reason to waste that. And the only way you waste that is if you don't do anything with the information that you get, if you do not take the call to action. So I hope that you will do that. Also, share this show. If there's somebody in your life that you know that needs to hear this message today, you know people that I don't know, then just click the little button that allows you to copy the link to this episode on your phone, text it to that friend. They're going to be able to listen to it. They're going to get the same message you got. Encourage them to take action. Maybe use them as an accountability buddy to take action within the next 24 to 48 hours on the directive in this episode. It's a great way to make sure that you make progress, is having a buddy along for the ride with you. All right, guys, that is it. That is the show for the day, everybody. I'm going to do my job and come back next time. I want you to do your job and you come back too.